Taylor Sheridan's The Madison spinoff is exactly what John Dutton spent 5 seasons of Yellowstone trying to avoid. Taylor Sheridan's new series, The Madison, will be part of the Yellowstone franchise, but it will introduce the very thing John Dutton, Kevin Costner, spent 5 seasons of the original neo-Western show trying to avoid. John had a bleak and tragic ending when a team of operatives killed Dutton in his sleep under the leadership of Grant Horton Matt Gerald, sent to murder the governor by Market Equity's Sarah Atwood, Don Olivieri. The corporate giant was after Governor Dutton for halting their plans to build an airport, among other things, in Paradise Valley. John's Yellowstone mission was to protect the valley and the way of life that generations of the Dutton family tree died protecting. While he ultimately wasn't able to keep fighting, and Case Dutton Luke Grimes sold the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch to the Broken Rock tribe, John's son honored his mission. By selling the ranch to Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, Case restored the land to its indigenous stewards. Still, despite Case's triumph, things will look different in Montana after John Dutton's death. The Clyburn family, the Madison's characters, sound like the very thing John died trying to prevent. The Madison's Clyburn family relocates to Montana from New York. Shifting gears, the Madison will follow the Clyburn family, helmed by Michelle Pfeiffer as a wealthy matriarch named Stacy Clyburn. The Madison is the first Yellowstone series that will expand outside the Dutton family. While there are 2 existing Yellowstone spin-off shows predating the Madison, both series are prequels that follow the Dutton family back in time, in 1883 and 1923, respectively. The Madison story is teased as a picture of the clan as they relocate to Montana following the tragic death of their patriarch. Stacy and her family relocate to Montana from New York City, which raises a major red flag in the Yellowstone universe. John was adamant against city folks from California and New York City, making Montana their playground. In Yellowstone Season 5's premiere, when John Dutton cancels funding for the Paradise Valley Airport project and the surrounding commercial and housing developments, the governor also vows to raise taxes on non-residents, with the message being, "We are not your playground." The Clyburns might be the very thing John Dutton fought against in Yellowstone. We know that Stacy Clyburn is a wealthy woman from the largest city in America. We also know that Stacy's daughters, Paige McIntosh, Elle Chapman, and Abigail Reese Bo Garrett, also come from New York. Paige is described as a somewhat self-centered woman who indulges in a luxurious New York lifestyle provided by her parents and investment banker husband, Russell McIntosh, per Deadline. Suits Patrick J. Adams will play Paige's husband. Stacy's other daughter, Abigail, is a resilient and sardonic New Yorker and recently divorced mother of 2. While we don't know much about Stacy's family yet, they sound like people that John and Beth, Kelly Riley, wanted to keep as far from Montana as possible. That is, unless they embrace the lifestyle. In his speech that warned tourists, saying Montana wasn't their playground, John Dutton also said, "Perhaps if you choose to make Montana your home, you'll start treating it as such." John had room in his heart and in his policies for those who move to Montana and embrace the lifestyle. Within Stacy's family, some will probably rise to the challenge, while others won't. The Madison's Clyburn family already feels like the opposite of the Duttons. The Madison's Clyburn family sounds somewhat entitled, and it's hard to say what the climate is for tourists and transplants in Montana after Governor John Dutton's death. It could be that the state's new leader is welcoming people like the Clyburns, encouraging tourists to take advantage of Montana's resources like Jamie Dutton, Wes Bentley, wanted. As outsiders who have preferred the pavement of New York for presumably most of their lives, the Madison's family already sounds like the opposite of the Dutton family, who have lived for over a century in Paradise Valley. Still, the Madison is described as a heartfelt study of grief and human connection following a New York City family in the Madison River Valley of central Montana. Just like any of Taylor Sheridan's shows, there will be room for character growth and perseverance, which the Clyburn family certainly has. The Madison could be about a family of outsiders embracing the lifestyle to varying degrees, and their lack of familiarity is what will set them apart. However, heartfelt studies of grief and human connection are at the core of Yellowstone, so the Madison should fit the Yellowstone franchise's mold regardless.